everyone. In today's podcast session by Astita Prakashan, we have Dr. Palto Datta sir. Welcome, sir. And first of all, big congratulations for the release of your book, Characters, the End Goal of Education. So, welcome, sir.
Thank you. Very good morning from London. I know that this is afternoon now in India. Thank you, Sakshi, for having me here.
Thank you, sir. Sir, can you give us a brief introduction about yourself, about your previous work, and something about you?
Very simple, Sakshi. My name is Dr. Palto Datta.
Yes,
For
sir.
the last 35 years, I've been living in the UK. I
Yes, sir.
did my degree, the first degree in plasma physics, which is in Moscow, Russia. And then I
Yes.
came back to UK, studied MBA in marketing, studied MSc in marketing, did my PhD in marketing, and I have been in education for the last over 27 years. But my research background is more than 30 years. I've been traveling across the globe for the last 35 years. And sometimes I'm also editor-in-chief for two international scholarly journals and also organizing the co-chairs for 4 international conferences. Wrote a number of books, published 15 books, and I'm also working as a columnist for 3 different newspapers.
So that's really a knowledgeable stuff that I got to know about you. Thank you, sir. And my first question would be, what inspired you to write Characters, the End Goal of Education?
Okay, Sakshi, I'm sure that character is such a wonderful word, isn't it? So we all are saying that my parents said, become, it's a bring your character, that the world is changing. And as I
Yes.
said that I spent over 27 years in education, in higher education. So
Yes, sir.
having spent nearly 3 decades in education,
Yes, sir.
and the visiting many countries around the world from in Asia, Africa, and
Yes.
also the West, I have witnessed there is a huge shift within different context, not only in education, the cultural, social, political, and so on. This is especially, I must say that after the deintegration of Soviet Union, 1990s, when we have seen that the unprecedented level of globalization and the
Yes.
technological advancement, and specifically the fourth industrial, that revolution, so-called, I must say that it
Yes.
changed everything. So now we are living in a 21st century. I think about you. You are living in this world at present. That your education system. I'm not saying
Yes.
that is too bad, but modern education system, I must say that while it is highly effective at imparting knowledge and skills of bringing the professionals, highly skilled professionals with the different types of soft and hard skill, but
Yes.
somewhere it neglects the true purpose of education and bringing or shaping the human being. Now, I saw many times the bright young people, the genius people, who are academically fit, they excelled academically, professionally, they're getting a best job. They're too genius. They understand the dynamics of the world and educations and so on. But
Yes.
then most of the time they struggled empathically. When they see the problems they can't address, they're becoming too emotional, they are not resilient, and also the ethical judgment is too poor. Think about what is happening around the world. The largest organization, Enron, even in India, the largest organization collapsing, the top CEOs, the top organization, that owners are becoming too corrupt. But don't you
Yes.
think they are from the top universities? They are from Oxford, Cambridge, Harvard, MIT, Sloan, and so on. But why? The top executives having the best education systems,
Yes.
ethically or morally very poor, means they're actually bringing the disgrace to the society. So that's actually, I observed many years. So if
Yes.
you ask me what inspired me most, I think this is the growing realizations about education. While the current education system is quite good, the bringing the success, but that is economic success, but is
Yes.
failed dramatically to bring the moral success, bringing the wholesome human who are fit ethically, morally, socially,
Yes.
and with the vibration. I think that's actually helping because every day I see the students. I go to the classroom, that we have more than 56 countries, international students at our place. So I can see that different cultural background, different thought process, and it's actually helped me that no, this is the time we have to go back to the moral education, like think about the old Indian style of moral education. So
Yes, sir.
that inspired me to think about this book.
Definitely. That was really an amazing answer, sir. And I want to know, since you have so much knowledge, sir, can I ask the who is your inspiration in writing and for such values?
Vivekananda, think about what he said, Vivekananda, about education. Swami Vivekananda. Think about
Yes,
what Rabindranath Tagore said. He wrote many the articles about education. I'm sure
yes,
that many of you have read, I don't know, maybe the Russia's letter from Russia. That he
yes,
mentioned two things about Russia's progress and success many years back. Is early 19 when he went there, 1930s, and he wrote that I really amazed to see every villages in Russia. There are the two things. One is they have a museum and they have a library. You go to the library and you can actually meet with everyone, even Einstein, that Socrates, Plato, within a small tiny room. So that's one of the sense. And I think that Tagore, Gandhiji also said many times about education. Think about the Nalanda's education. I wrote actually a number of pieces about Nalanda. And that type of education, if you look at the today's Oxford and Cambridge, is grounded in the concept
yes,
of Nalanda's moral values. So I think that these are the some of the historical context and the figures. And I also wrote read extensively about the Greek the philosophies such as Aristotle and Plato, Socrates, Stoic philosophers, the Epicurus, and so on. I think those ancient philosophies, which think about the Aristotle virtue ethics. So,
yes,
what is a complete human being? Even if you look at the core Hinduism, it has the four pillars, four principles of
yes,
the actual wholesome human, and that is not only that you are academically fit, but you are socially fit, having all the social values. You are family oriented. Also, you are fit to interact with the wider world. Means we are talking about the empathy, we're talking about the ethics, we are talking about the values, we are talking about addressing the problems you are facing. I think these are the inspiration for me.
that's really amazing, sir. And how do you personally define character in the context of education?
I think character is same, whether it is in education, whether it is in family, whether it is in a community and society. I don't know whether it is a Greek word. If you look at the
Yes,
character quality, I don't know, for me character
yes,
is a combination of number of good qualities. Now,
yes,
what are those good qualities? If you look at the virtues, means number one, you are morally fit. Whatever you
yes,
do, you think that, oh, this is moral. I'll not say, that lie, or I'll not say false. I'm going to actually favor telling the truth. You are
yes,
becoming
sir.
resilient. And now when you talk about that I have a great aspirations. But
Yes, sir.
aspiration doesn't come like that. So aspiration, you must have a hard-working ethics. You must have acquiring knowledge ethics. You must have to become a resilient. I have seen many people, they will not stop until they get it done. So for me,
Yes, sir.
character is the combination of number of qualities, such as
Yes,
the academic fitness, professional fitness,
yes,
empathy,
sir.
respect, moral values, and duty
Yes,
orientation. I think duty orientation are the core elements of all a religious school of thought. You are cooking now, you must feel that I must cook. with oblivious attitude so that it can produce something good. You are going to the classroom to teach, you must think that I must obsess with the student. When you are talking to your parents, you must talk with respect and become oblivious and become more focused. These are the some of the good qualities combined a character.
Yes, definitely. And sir, do you believe the current education system fails to nurture virtue and resilience?
Many education system. That if I look at that Indian context, um, the the time of, okay, if you look at that 18th 19th century, the time of British Raj, with the different types of education system, British curricula. I know that my father completed only school 8. And I remember when I was studying college level education, he was actually helping me to understand the subject. But nowadays, I
Yes,
have seen many master degree students even cannot help to a primary school boy and girls. Such a poor knowledge, that I'm teaching MBA master level student. I can see that, the character, that the understanding level of people nowadays. So yeah, there are some institutions. So we cannot say all education system is same. There are some league institutions. There are some, that top institutions, but those are obsessed with the success, means the economic success. Now, if I talk about in the UK, Cambridge or Russell Group, Cambridge, Oxford, the top, such a top institution. US, you have the Harvard. Even if you look at, and then Indian context, IIT and IIM institution. Now, I can see there's a differences between Western and Eastern institutions. So Western institution, while they're focusing on economic success, yes, after finishing Harvard, you will be getting the top-notch job. That is guaranteed. There is no issues. But then these are the same people are becoming more corrupt. So what I'm saying, the current education system don't talk about moral education, because when you talk about the moral education or character-based education, they think this is the ideological doctrine or this is grounded in religion, nothing to do with the current education system. Let us teach the students how to understand the subject and just move with the blind eyes on the same road, but they're getting the best job. But some institutions, yes, they still focus on building the resilience, building empathy, building that the type of respect or moral values. But we found these are numbers are very small. That they're very limited. But normal education system, they
so
don't have that focus nowadays.
yes, definitely, sir. And you combine Ubuntu and statistics in your book. What connects these two philosophies?
Do you know that, Sakshi, if I say why you are here at the moment? Because I am here. Why I am here at the moment? Because you are there. And that
Yes,
is the core concept of Ubuntu philosophy. I always talk about it in my classroom. Ubuntu is a South African philosophy, very old philosophy. So that we are like Asian, African, we always obsessed with the Western philosophy. Think about what a great philosophical doctrine we have in India. If you look at the
yes,
sixth philosophical doctrine in India, I can say
yes,
these are more powerful than any Western philosophies. So what is Ubuntu means? Ubuntu means you are there, that's why I exist. It means cooperation, the
yes,
collaboration, the respect, bond, harmony, trust. These are, if you look at that Indian context, the trust is vital. We trust each other. Even you go to the small villages, people will shop and they will pay later on. But in the UK, there is no such a concept. No one is going to trust you. No one is going to believe in you. So everything is cash and then in a give and take policy. So Ubuntu is African philosophy. But what Stoic philosophy is saying, the Stoic philosophy is the ancient philosophy. They will focus on the building, that ethics, the morality, because the Stoic philosophy will say the education, true purpose of education to bring the actual human being. What does it mean? It means the moral. the elements of the individual. Now, so, why you are sending, I'm sure that your parents send you to the school to become a successful and morally fit. I'm sure that your parents never ever dreamed that you should get only earning money, 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 and destroy your life. Would like to see a person's becoming really ethical, morally fit, and also they have the respect, the decent, they understand the dynamics of other, they become rational, and they become also emotional. And so
Yes,
I
sir.
felt that, no one knows about Ubuntu philosophy. In the Western world, they're obsessed with their own philosophical doctrine. If I ask, when I bring the Tagore's philosophy in international education, no one heard about it. When I bring the Lew Tolstoy, three questions, or Lew Tolstoy's, that philosophies into my classroom, no one understands. So they only see some of the Western philosophers and they're too obsessed. So I thought that, okay, Ubuntu is one of the core philosophical mantras that is grounded or that is helping to build, that moral education system, moral individual. When I went last year, or was it last 2 years back to Kolkata, St. Xavier College, um, at the entrance, I saw something written quite interesting. What's a profit of a man if you lost your soul? I think it put it differently. It's taken from the Bible. What I'm saying, that some of those philosophical the streams of doctrine are lost nowadays.
Yes,
Vivekananda said, what is education? True education? True education is not actually imparting
yes,
knowledge or pouring knowledge on someone's. You already have the better understanding, and my task is to bringing this potential out from you. So he said that the education is the manifestation of human within. Can you see that you have all this? So Stoics focusing on character, and Ubuntu focusing on the cooperation, collaboration. I felt that these are the some of the qualities can bring the character.
yes. That was really knowledgeable for me, sir. I didn't have any idea about these theories, so thank you, sir. And my next question would be, how can parents play a role in character building through education?
I think so. Our parents are playing continuously. You can see that, isn't it? Always. Um,
Yes,
that, but today's parents also becoming something different. I'm always also not feeling good, the positive at this stage. Now, there are a number of reasons.
yes,
That the world, that all humans, thoughts, understanding, our behavior are fully conditioned by our current environment. But what is our current
yes,
environment? Our current environment is most volatile, very uncertain, and too much ambiguity, and also very complex.
yes,
In this the world, the people finds difficult to
yes,
become too simple, but they find that very easy to become complex. Now, number one is the environment is becoming so cluttered, means the social media there. And I'm sure that you understand. Think about India. I can't think of even the poorest individual without having a mobile. No? School children go to college, schools with smartphone. I have seen that in my country, Bangladesh. They have the money to buy a smartphone, but they don't have a small amount of money to buy a book to read.
yes,
So I think that our old days, the parents, even their, parents, I'm saying they're always educated, even they don't have the qualification. Think about it as a mother. I think mothers are the great gurus in the world. For the children's, do you know, Shakshi, a child between 2 to 4, how many times a child say the word moms every day? Many times.
no,
Many times. Over 200 times a child say the word moms. Because for
Yes.
a child, mom is the best teacher who knows everything. And
Yes.
child is the most curious individual because anything comes into child's mind, wanted to
Yes.
know, they always ask. So, as I said, the parents are facing a daunting task, a pressure, and their lives are conditioned by social media, political, the drama of political, how I can say, chaos, the social
Yes.
chaos everywhere. Even as I speak to you, there will be a huge demonstration in central London today. Thousands of people. So people are saying that I'll not go to central London. So can you see, it was not the case many years back when I was a child. Life was something different. So parents can play a role. Number one, they must be obsessed with their children's better way. Parents cannot force their child to fulfill their own dreams. If parents have their own dreams and they're forcing their dreams into the child's minds. So first of all, spend time with the children. I was discussing yesterday night how many of our uh, fathers or mothers are spending at least 1 or 2 hours every evening with their children. Do you think they spend? I don't think. Many children, many mothers, while they are spending time on gossiping about Facebook, social media, that many things. I think this is the world becoming, and fathers are spending outside on gossiping. So number one, they need to spend more times on children's and tell the
Yes.
stories like our grandmothers, stories of parable, stories of character, stories of ethics, stories of respect. Now, if a mother admits their wrongdoings and their responsibility, child can learn from that this is, and they feel good. When child see that parents are lying, then child pick up those things. So, front of the children's, the parents should become more moral, more respectful, more duty oriented, more responsible, so that that can influence children. They need to spend every day sometimes with the children. They need to encourage children to read books because we are eating to heal our body. We need to read every day some things to heal our mind and soul because the whole human is the harmonization of body, mind, and soul. And also, they should empower their children to ask questions. The questionings, as Socrates' method, is another powerful way to learn. They also give them, that with the parameters, they should encourage children to become or to bring their own decisions on minor and the major things, just to make
Yes.
contributions. I think that close relationship and bond and interaction with the children only help. And also that they need to understand, that what children are doing with the smartphone. Even I'm saying that don't allow any smartphone to school goers. Okay. If you're using, make sure that you check every day when they come to the home, what they're actually watching, what they're actually doing, whom they are actually communicating or interacting. I think, once you are very close to the children's
Yes.
and you empower them, children are so powerful. They understand, This is the way the parents should, not only parents and all various stakeholders, schools, community, and others who are interacting with the children to behave that way.
Yes. Sir, what should a policymaker prioritize if they truly want reform?
I think that if you look at UK context, I think UK government nowadays, especially the Christian schools, you have the Catholic schools. They are schooling system or school education system grounded in moral education. I'm sure that you understand when you talk about ethics in education, ethics in business, that actually originated from Protestant school of thoughts many years back, which is grounded in a religious modeling. So, that UK government taking some steps, especially through primary education, that the children's of people's mindset can be corrupted with the moral values. We can see that here every day. Because character something is like that is you cannot teach. It has to be grounded on everyday's life. Is the practice, habits, and routines what you do every day. I think the institutions and the governments can actually have a policy, as I said,
Yes.
like UK. You have the Finland, you have the Sweden. In the Nordic countries, they have the wonderful policy for primary and secondary education, where the character components is included in the curriculum, in sports, in extracurricular activities,
Yes.
through teaching, through interaction, and through examples. I can give you a nice example. I was visiting a few years back one of the Catholic school in Accra, in Ghana,
Yes.
and that was Friday. And I was invited there to give a talk. And I was really a bit amazed to see hundreds of students on the field. Some are
Yes.
cleaning, the showers. Some are cleaning the fields. Some are actually washing something. So I was telling what is happening here. They said there is no special cleaner for the school. All the student must do, even the desk, the classroom. So they actually take the slot and they are doing. By doing so, you are actually encouraging students to take the duty and task their own way, isn't it? So let them learn, because duty orientation is one of the core components should be embedded in human everyday task. So this is happening. I think the policy government can introduce some of the policies where the character education should be included or incorporated as part of the curricula, extracurricular activities, sports, and the classroom teaching.
And sir, my next question would be, how does sustainable development ties into character education?
You know that this is a wonderful question you were asking, because if you look at the 2015 Declaration of United Nations on Sustainability Policies, um,
Yes.
I think the top institution, all universities nowadays, they're talking about the sustainability. I would like to, I would like to give you a good example, a small example. I wrote later on a piece of article that was published in one of the top daily newspaper. I was teaching my students, that was the MBA class, about sustainability. That PPP model, save the people, planet, and profit model. Through sustainability activities, you can make profit. I'm always saying that please don't run after success. Please don't run after money. Let money and success come to you. Is the case. So I was telling the about sustainability, and suddenly that's one of the student, one of the brightest student, went back to the home, and she got 11 years girl, and she was talking. We had a discussion today about sustainability, and that 11 years girl was saying, "Mom, I know very well about sustainability. You don't need any help, so that I can help." And she was really wondered, what do you know about sustainability? And she came back to my class and said, Sir, do you know that my 11 years says she knows about sustainability? So I told her, can you tell your child, write one paragraph, some of the example, what she knows? You can't believe
Yes.
it. And she wrote a paragraph that in my class, they are not using, the light daytime. So they're actually opening all the windows, and they're cleaning properly every day in the morning. So how they're using less energy, what they're using to increase efficiency of energy.
Yes.
I was really so means that sustainability you can apply in all education systems nowadays. At our institution, we don't print anything. No
Yes.
academics can print anything. Now I can see that in many Arab countries, printing is the key medium. If you don't, like that one of the research organization I'm tie up, where we had a conference, one of the largest conferences at the University of Oxford, where you had many delegations from many places. So as being a
Yes.
co-chair, we have introduced that we will not print anything. So we are not printing brochure. Everything is online. Everything is, that the virtual. So we stop printing brochure. We stop printing conference proceeding. We stop printing the conference, also the program. So everything we're putting online. So by doing so, actually, you are fulfilling the sustainability. Now, yesterday I had a student from India, South India, and she was doing the thesis on greenwashing. Greenwashing.
Yes.
It's quite interesting. Or was it green cleaning? One of the largest organization in India, Mama Earth. This is the first time I heard yesterday. They brought that type of concept, green or sustainable cleaning or something like that. So I think that sustainability, you look at all aspects in education systems. You talk about the way we are using the energy, the way we are actually printing papers, the way we are using the electricity, different types of things. We can apply those. What is the actual elements of sustainability? Save the planet. So planet is becoming, you can see the UK is now too hot, and India also now is becoming too cold country. So they're expecting that after many years, many countries is going to disappear. It is because we are actually destroying the world different way. Yeah, think about Bangalore. What is happening there? Even the lots of rivers are dying because of the huge pollutions. So one is that we need to protect the planet, we need to protect the pollution. I was just watching a documentary this morning about Mumbai Daba. Is it Daba? What is the slum, biggest slum area? And 1 square mile area, around 1 million people are living, but the GDP that 1 square mile area is 1 billion US dollar. I really shocked, that why people are living there. Too much
Yes.
pollution, small, that houses. So what we are saying, we need to protect people. So if we can protect planet, people will be protected, and then organization can make profit, isn't it? But if without protecting planet and people, we try to make profit, then the whole world will be destroyed one day. So
Yeah.
sustainability should be taught from family, that from uh, the from families, from friends, move to the school level and move to everywhere. I think this word should go everywhere. Sakshi, I hope that I'm taking too long now.
No, no, sir, that was perfect. And so thank you so much for giving me such an insight about all how to develop a character and everything. It was really an amazing chance to interview you for this book. And thank you so much, sir, for giving me such beautiful insights and knowledge. Thank you, sir, for joining.
Thank you, Sakshi. It was very nice to talk to you, to talk about this quite wonderful concept. Well done. Wish you all the best. Take care. Take care. So I can
Thank you,
leave
sir.
now.
Thank you.